We're here for the 20th anniversary. It's the 20th annual class seminar, Civics, Language, and American Studies seminar. We've brought together many different teachers from very diverse backgrounds. We have Arabs, Jews, secular, religious, people who have had 22 years of experience, people who have had less than a year of experience, and they're all coming together for a week here in Kadoorie to experience some professional development. The embassy and the regional English language officer worked together to bring Kevin McCaughey, who is the senior English language fellow in Jordan, and he came over from Aqaba. We also have Kay Harrington, who is teaching at California Polytechnic University, and she was focusing on literature and how to incorporate literature into English teaching. And she worked very closely because the periods where she was talking about literature, Bob Bain, our presenter from the University of Michigan, was able to speak about history in those corresponding periods. So they got to see what the history was and what the literature was at that same time. Also brought over our RELO, our regional English language officer, Rick Rosenberg, and he was able to speak about technology and how to use technology in the classroom, not just because we want to show off our technology use, but because it can actually improve the teaching style.
I learned a lot about the history of America and something about American literature and some games and new methods. I'm sure that they are very, very useful in our teaching.
I discovered that teaching is not just about knowing skills and enhancing performance. It's about knowing also the history of English. So with Kay and with Bob, we learned about American history, which is very useful for me when I'm going to teach literature.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I met a colleague beforehand who said it was the best workshop he'd ever done. It has really met my expectations. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was a week well spent.
The great pleasure for me has been to watch these teachers come together from all of these different language backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, maybe a little suspicious of what Bob and I were going to do, and to, I think, convince them that understanding something about literature requires understanding something about history. So I think we've been very successful.
I think I've learned a lot about American history from Bob, but also I talk about teaching English methods, so Kevin really taught me lots of new methods that I'm sure they're going to help me and my students to learn better English.
I've had this unbelievable experience. Imagine the best teaching experience that you possibly could. And as a veteran, almost my 40th year of teaching, I finally had the absolute perfect teaching experience. Now, what makes it perfect? The first thing, the environment is unbelievable. I'm looking right now at Mount Tabor. It's beautiful. The facilities here are terrific. Secondly, the students are the most amazing people that I've encountered in almost my whole 40 years of teaching. Now, why? They're all committed and dedicated teachers. They are teaching in a variety of different places across Israel, teaching in Arab schools, teaching in Israeli schools, teaching in private schools, teaching on kibbutz. They're incredibly smart. They're committed to their practice, committed to improving what they are doing for their students, and they're committed to learning.
My sections at class are responsible for materials development and pulling together ideas from the other section to use in computer-aided language learning. So the teachers in my section, they got to learn how different strategies for developing materials. They got to participate in communities of practice, both national and international. We formed our own blog together. We collaborated and cooperated and wrote exercises and activities for teaching English. And it was very much a community. We produced quite a bit together, and what we all have is to go back to our joint blog that we formed together, and that will be there for us to refer to for when they go back to their teaching.
My sections at class this year are about organizing a classroom, and that involves moving, getting students to move, getting students to be very active. We see so many classes where the teacher stands in front and talks at the students, but I don't think that's really the way we learn language. So we did lots of activities involving music, art, moving to and fro, and speaking English.
We gotta go home. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up. The movie wasn't so hot. He didn't have much of a pop. We fell asleep on the system. Got our reputation shot. Wake up, little Susie. Wake up, little Susie. What are you gonna tell your mama? What are you gonna tell your pop? What are you gonna tell our friends?